You know, congregations of many different faiths across the country are celebrating Children's Sabbath either today or next week or the week after, a special day when we lift up childhood and celebrate as sacred gifts our children, sacred gifts of the divine. We renew this day our promise to live out our moral responsibility to protect, advocate, and care for children. I offer you this poem, only slightly edited. I think a lot of you probably know it. It bears repeating now and again. It's called On Children, and it's by a man, a poet and artist named Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the children of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite and bends you with great might, that the arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as this love in that arrow flies, so does love live in you, the bow that is stable. That is stable. Khalil Gibran was born over 130 years ago in what is now part of Syria. It was the Ottoman Empire at the time. When he was 12, his family had to move. And they chose to move and could somehow get to the United States. His mother had a brother here already in Boston, and so they went there. He had a tough childhood, Khalil, and he was never a parent himself, but I think he says a lot about being a child, that arrow, and being a parent, a stable bow. What I hear in this poem is life longing for itself, not just in our children, but in ourselves. Gibran himself, a boy who lived through those many hardships, even without children of his own, developed a sensibility, I think, about the relationship of parent to child that asserts the individuality of each child. They come through us, he says, but not from us. That is, the biological parent is not the beginning point of a child. Parents, biological or not, guardians, you're all here to house children, literally and figuratively, to give them shelter from the elements, and as much as we can, from harm. We grown-ups, whether related to children or not, are in relationship to children in this community. We have a responsibility to our children to help them on an ethical path, to set them on a moral path. They are their own, and they are of the universe. Call it the great mystery, God, if you believe, Mother Nature. Children are their own. And they are of something bigger than themselves or their grown-ups. The last line of the poem tells us, a bow that is stable, that's us grown-ups being stable, and the arrow that flies, and that's the children, All are love. All embody love. All are loved in a very special way as members of this community and loved by a force that will not let us go. There are well over 7.5 billion with a B, billion people on Earth in this moment, and the number is increasing by the second. Perhaps 150 million babies will have been born just this year. We are each like a grain of sand, and we can be together a vast desert wasteland by choice or through apathy, or a modest, humble, a gentle harbor, you and I. Which shall it be? When we speak of celebrating our children, which shall we be for them and with them? We are called to do all we can that they may grow strong, our children, and that they may be resilient when their tender hearts are wounded by changes, especially those not of their own choosing. I believe we have the ability to celebrate our children every single day by honoring that commitment to nurture them, to shelter them, to care for them and advocate for them. Every single day we can honor them by living out that commitment, so that when we come to this day again next year, the Children's Sabbath, this special day of observance, it will more and more truly reflect all the good we have done to secure our children's well-being, their health care needs, their educational needs, their needs for your special love and attention, for their wounding, for their celebration of their joys, and their hearts. So may it be. Amen.